Hey gang! In this quick video, I'll take you to Tetouan in Morocco. A very picturesque little town looking like a movie set everywhere. Morocco is full of old medinas, but Tetouan was my favorite. We visited in January, but even at this time of the year, it's well worth a visit. We got to Tetouan by coach from Rabat. This is the very modern coach station in Rabat. The drive is about 4 hours, and the coach was the most comfortable I ever had. Your seat can literally go into a laid-down position. Now, it might be a bit surprising, but I suspect going by coach is actually more expensive than going by taxi. In Morocco, you'll find those grand taxis. You have the petit taxi, they are either blue or red and they'll stay into town, and the grand taxi, the white one, they go long distances, intercities. They are shared taxis, so you'll wait at the departure point and wait until you have 6 people or however many to fill the car. And that is actually affordable, but not very comfortable. We took one of those between Asila and Larache. It was 3 of us at the back, stuck to a stranger. You're actually much more comfortable on the coach. To give you an idea, to go from Rabat to Tetouan, we paid about 14 British pounds. Anyway, this was our little hotel in an old riad. It was very cute. Now, I have mixed opinions about staying in an old riad in January, because those riad buildings have been built to keep the heat out for the summer, so in the winter they can be quite cold. In this one, it was not the case. We had a heater and it was absolutely lovely with a little friend. What a surprise, a little furry friend. We paid less than 20 pounds for a night and it was lovely, with the breakfast included. With a great terrace at the top to see the view. Riad Kimsa it's called. This riad was absolutely lovely and I'll definitely recommend it. But later on in Tanger, we stayed in another riad that was absolutely freezing and very humid. So it is a bit of a Russian roulette, really. I wonder if maybe in the winter it might be better to stay in a modern building outside of town. Anyway, this one was nice and warm, and the staff was absolutely lovely as well. We only spent 24 hours in Tetouan. It's probably not a place where I'd come and spend a week, for example. Time for a traditional mint tea, and let's go and explore the Medina. Walking down the Medina as a tourist is absolutely fine. I hear that in some Medinas in Morocco, like Marrakesh or Fez, you get approached every 2 seconds by people trying to sell you something. It is not the case here. You know, people are very friendly and they might approach you, but they let you enjoy your time on your own. Cats are absolutely everywhere. They are stray, but people take care of them. They try to give them food as much as they can. Of course, you'll see any type of businesses from butchers to fish traders, and you might see some of the chicken alive right next to the chicken dead, as well as some very huge fishes, like shark. I'm traveling on a backpack, so I never bring any souvenirs. But if you are into shopping, there's a lot to buy. A lot of leather goods, of course. I'll take you down to the tanneries a bit later in this video. And of course you have a lot of fake goods as well, like fake brands. So be careful what you bring back. Who knew you could eat a camel toe? I don't actually know what they do with the camel toe. This gentleman with the hoodie is wearing a traditional djellaba. A lot of men are wearing them. Now let's go and take a look at the Royal Palace. This is the palace there. So Morocco is a monarchy. It's pretty much the only one in Africa. Apart from two mini monarchies that are enclaved in South Africa. The king on the throne at the moment, it is Mohammed VI. It has been since 1999. The king is unwell though, he's got a illness. His successor will be Prince Moulay Hassan, that is 21 years old at the moment. He may soon be a very young king. Now, the king was not present at the palace at the time of filming in January. I went and asked the police officers, I was like, how do we know when the king is here, because in the UK, for example, at Buckingham Palace, the flag would be different when the monarch is there. And the police officer replied, everything would be different. You'd have lights everywhere, you'd have a lot of police officers everywhere. Apparently the king only visits Tetouan in the summer anyway. He spends most of the year in Rabat. Local people are very friendly. Sometimes they want to be on camera. Hello. This blue color you see everywhere was originally for the Jewish community. I did not visit Chef Tetouan, but the full city is blue like that. A lot of the Jewish community escaped the Spanish Inquisition and moved to Morocco. That's why. There is still a little Jewish community living in Morocco today. Very peacefully. Oh, by the way, if you happen to be into funny cigarettes, there is a lot to smoke around here. We have been approached a few times on the street to see if we wanted to buy. We have even been offered to go and visit the weed plantations on the mountain. We didn't really have much time for that. Now let's go and take a look at the Spanish cemetery. Tetouan is located north of Morocco, so that's of course the part that was under the Spanish protectorate. Now this is something I've never seen before. A QR code on each notable grave. What a great idea! although it didn't quite work. The website linked to the QR codes had disappeared, so the page couldn't be reached. I should have a QR code on my grave. I wonder what the page would say, though. Nathalie Queriot was a very mediocre French travel YouTuber based in the UK. Maybe I shouldn't have a QR code. Now, time for a little chickpea soup. A grand total of 2 Moroccan dirham, about 16 pence in the UK. You often see that in the street food as well. Yummy! And also a little date with a walnut. Now let's go down towards the more modern part of town. The sky was particularly beautiful that night. Let's go down towards Place Moulay El Mehdi. That is where you have the Spanish consulate, as well as the church Nuestra Señora de las Victorias. There are a few beautiful cafes where you can sit and just people watch. It is said that through the Second World War, some of the spies based in Tanger used to come and meet in the cafes over here as well, particularly at the Café Central. Although sometimes I wonder if the stories might have been mixed with the stories from Tanger. Anyway, time to go for a tea ourselves. By the way, if you ask for a tea, it is gonna be a mint tea. This is the traditional tea over here. So if you wanted an actual tea, make sure you let them know. And bear in mind, if you ask for the sugar version, it's gonna be very sweet. Now, a little tagine. The tagines, by the way, it could be any stew. Tagine refers to the way it's cooked, not to the ingredients. Back to the palace now, at night, beautiful views. And back through the Medina to go towards the hotel. That's our lovely breakfast. By the way, in the old Medinas, pretty much everywhere in Morocco, Google Maps doesn't quite work properly, despite your GPS being on and everything. So if you have any appointments, make sure you plan enough time to find your hotel or just to find your way out. It can be a bit tricky, trust me. It's like a lovely little maze. In terms of different waves of immigration that shaped the area, you had, of course, people from the Jewish community, but you also had the Moriscos. The Moriscos were those people that were originally from Muslim roots, but had incorporated into Spain and had, well, at least officially converted to Catholicism. They were eventually kicked out of Spain, and a lot of them came to Tetouan. Right, those are the tanneries. You can just get in there to take a look. It's not ticketed or anything. Now, I expected a terrible smell. It wasn't that bad. Mainly because they're not working to their full capacity. You still have a few tanners active at the moment, but really, the place is not as busy as it once was. I don't fully understand the tanning process, but it's quite cool to see and take a look. Oh, that one is still in use. Now let's go and take a look at the cemetery. The cemeteries in Morocco are often huge, because of course here there's hardly any cremation. Everyone gets buried. There were a lot of stray doggies protecting their deads. I don't know why there are often wild dogs in the cemeteries. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little video of Tetouan. If you are planning a trip and have any questions, of course, do pop them in the comment section. Or if you are a local and have any suggestions. And you might want to consider subscribing. Bye!